Hey crafters, thanks for stopping by to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So excited you're here. My name is Amy and I create content for Cricut crafters like Cricut projects, design space tutorials, and craft business tips. So if you're interested in that kind of content, would love if you subscribe to my channel because I post new videos weekly every single Monday. We like Mondays here at amymakesthat headquarters. Today's video is on how to use Cricut Design Space with an iPad or a tablet. Now I have an iPad. I also have my MacBook laptop as well. I use both, but I primarily use my MacBook. The only time that I use my iPad is when I'm making a sticker or some kind of SVG, and it's easier for me to just use the iPad, open Cricut Design Space, and print my stuff right then and there. So today's video will go over how to navigate Cricut Design Space in your iPad, how to connect your tablet via Bluetooth in Cricut Design Space, and the certain features on Cricut Design Space that aren't applicable when you're using an iPad versus when you're using a MacBook. All of the products that I use and mention in today's video will of course be linked in the video description. All right, let's stop talking and get into the tutorial. Here I have my iPad Air opened and I already have Cricut Design Space downloaded. So I will click on it and Design Space will open right away. It looks about the same as it would on the desktop version. If you scroll down, you'll see different projects that you can purchase or use if you have the Cricut Access subscription. The top left corner is where all of your account information is, and I'm struggling to get my Apple Pencil here. This tab will be important later for when you connect your Cricut machine to the iPad via Bluetooth. You can also purchase the Cricut Access subscription here, calibrate your machine, and edit your custom material settings. Now let's get to the fun part, which is making a project in Cricut Design Space. You'll click the big green box on the left that says New Project, and I already was playing around in here, so before I'm going to delete these items and start from scratch. In the top right corner, you'll have your Save and Make It buttons, and then on the bottom right, you have the camera button and settings. In settings, this is where you'll be able to change the unit measurements, have the grid background like you normally do in Design Space, and alter the light or dark mode. And then the Smart Guide is used for positioning your materials, but some people turn them off because it could interfere with the Cricut accurately cutting the material. On the bottom left corner, you can access images from Cricut Design Space. Again, if you are an Access member, you don't have to pay for these. Then you have your text button, shapes button, and the upload button to upload SVGs and whatnot. And finally, in the middle, you have the Actions button, which contains all of your tools like the slice, weld, group, all of those. And if you need help on the difference between them, I do have a separate video on that, and I'll put the card here for you to watch it. The Edit button contains your adjustments, so changing size like the height and width and alignment. Then you have the Color Sync and Layers button, but we don't have any layers yet, so let's start creating. I clicked on the Text button and let's find a font we want to work with. I'm going to pick a random font like Baskerville, and then we can double click the text. Click the Apple Pencil button and type out your word. That was nice and easy, and I will drag the text to move it around with my Apple Pencil. Then you can make it bigger by holding down the barrel icon, which again is the same setup in the desktop version of Cricut Design Space. You have the lock button and rotate buttons as well. If we want to change the letter spacing, you'll click the Edit button and tap the arrows for a bigger or smaller amount. To change the color, you'll click the black dot, which is the color icon button, and then it'll show you all of the colors to choose from. I chose a dark brown color, and it looks great. So to add a shape, you can click the Shape button and all of the different options will pop up. I chose a triangle, and again, you can change the color by selecting the triangle, click Edit, and then the color icon button. If you click the Layers button, you'll be able to see all of the layers, but I'm going to delete the triangle and show you how to make the project with the text. Click Make It in the top right corner, and again, this looks very similar to the desktop version. And then on the left hand side, you can click the Mirror tab for HIIIIII vinyl projects and change the mat size. You'd click next to send to the Cricut, but I did not set up my machine yet via Bluetooth, so let me show you how to do that. I'll click the arrow button on the top left corner twice, and then the tab button from the beginning of the video. Click on Machine Setup, and then it'll ask which machine would you like to set up. I have the Cricut Maker, so I will click on that machine, and then it'll tell you how to set it up to make sure the machine is turned on. Go to the settings area of your tablet and have the Bluetooth button on. I will swipe to click out of Design Space and then swipe down on the home screen. Here you'll see that my Bluetooth is turned on, so that's great. That's one of the steps completed. And then go back into your settings in your tablet and click on Bluetooth. If your Cricut is turned on, the Maker will, or your machine, will pop up under the Other Devices tab. Click on that and then enter the PIN number that was shown from Cricut Design Space, and I believe it was 0000. Then I will go back into Cricut Design Space once it says connected, and then we will click connect. And now you're ready to make a project. So I won't actually make the project, but I will show you what happens. So if I go back into that HIIIIII project, I'll click continue. It will automatically connect to your machine when you click make it. Then you can choose the material setting from here. I'll show you what my Cricut looks like. From there, the arrow button on the Cricut will be blinking, just how it usually is if you're working with a desktop computer. So that way you can insert the mat and begin the cut. So that is how you use Cricut Design Space on the iPad and how you can set up your machine with it via Bluetooth. Now let's close out this video. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Let me know what you learned in the comment section below, and if you have an iPad, and how you like using Cricut Design Space with it. I really love that Cricut is very flexible with using a MacBook, using an iPad, or any kind of tablet when using their devices. So if you're debating on which kind of device you should use with your Cricut, I hope this video gave you some clarity on that. And also check out some of my Procreate tutorials on my channel if you have an iPad and you're a beginner. Again, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We post fun videos every single week on Cricut stuff, and it's a fun time here. I have so much love for every single one of you. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!